Okay, I've got something for you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so I look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in my career mode here today around Russia. Here are the parts that failed in the last episode, unfortunately. Yes, 2 parts failed in the last episode. So here they are being fitted, the aerodynamics in the chassis. Without further ado, let's get into qualifying for the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
So here we are then around Russia. Hopefully we can get a good result here today, because there's a lot of straights here, and obviously with us having the Mercedes engine, having a lot more power than most of the other cars do on the grid. That lap in Q1 and actually puts us in P2, and we comfortably get through as 7th along with Massa in 8th there. So hopefully we can keep this up over the rest of the weekend. You know, the usual suspects going out in Q1, both the Saubers, both McLarens, and Kvyat, weirdly enough. I know I say that weirdly enough, but he's been performing quite well recently. So I don't know what's happened there. Palmer actually getting into Q2 for once. I mean, can we get a huge round of applause for Palmer there? But cutting into Q2 then, we have rain conditions here. And obviously with rain you need to do a couple of laps. For those of you that have played the game, you need to do a couple of laps in the rain and you get used to it, and then you improve by quite a bit over the laps. And as you can see here, improving by 1.7 seconds, I think that is. Yep, going fastest. So hopefully we can get through in the session. I think we do, quite comfortably. And yes, we do. Unfortunately, Massa doesn't get through, which is unfortunate, but we get through. Ahead of the Su4 seniors, weirdly enough, and along with Hulkenberg as well, and Palmer there, obviously as you expect, finishing last in Q2. So yeah, quite unfortunate there for Masters to not get through into Q3. I was really hoping he could, because if I can get that performance out of the car in wet conditions, then so can he, surely. But cutting on to Q3 now, we still have some damp conditions here in Q3, but obviously not wet enough for the wet tyres. So we go out on wet tyres, dry tyres even, and we improve on our first lap by 1.2 seconds there. And as we're now coming across the line to finish qualifying 3, we qualify in position 6. So not bad really, considering the last race that we had and the car really didn't perform that well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that qualifying. Both forces, I mean, Kimi Raikkonen in 8th. I mean, I don't know what's happened there. But Vettel starting on pole from Bottas and Hamilton, so those 3 will be going at it like madmen. But without further ado, let's get into the race for the Russian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. And alongside me to take you through it all is none other than Anthony Davidson. This was a circuit that I think in its inaugural race got off to a bit of a shaky start, but since then it's really drawn the fans in and become a very popular event. What do you think changed?
Well, this just goes to show the importance of fixing problems as and when you discover them. As a complete unknown quantity in 2014, the tyre choice was quite conservative, which didn't really allow much in terms of different strategy options. So it was pretty much as you were from lights to flag. But that was a great learning experience, and we came back the next year and had a really exciting Grand Prix, with battles for the podium going on all the way to the final lap. So hopefully we'll be treated to more of the same this year.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Williams, and Perez, Raikkonen, Hulkenberg, Ocon, and Roman Grosjean. Vettel, Magnussen, Carlos Sainz and Palmer, Kvyat, Alonso, Stoffel Van Dorn and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and Felipe Massa completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn one. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
Cheers, Jeff. Wishing me good luck there for the race, and I hope I can do well in this Grand Prix. Initially, the engineer wanted me to do super soft to ultras, which I wasn't really a fan of, so I just swapped it around basically. You know, just keep with what the AI are doing. I don't want to do anything different. I don't want to like get mixed up in anything and all that. So yeah, that was the strategy. Simple one stop as per usual in 25% races. And off we go for the formation lap then. I'm thinking about getting rid of the formation lap if I'm honest. So I might get rid of it in the next race or so. So if you want me to get rid of it, then just let me know in the comments below. But as the 5 red lights come on now, we've got 4 lights, it's 5 lights. Flat down, where we go here for the Russian Grand Prix. We've got off to a great start here. Ricciardo's just decided to not move for some reason, and Verstappen has now cut us off here. We're now banging tyres with cars behind us. Apparently we made contact with Ricciardo there for some reason, I don't know how. But we're trying to go down the inside. We've got Hulkenberg going down the inside of here as well, so he's locked up, gone into the side of the Force India, and that is us up now into 4th place in the Grand Prix. So we've made up a couple of positions there going for the first corner, and now coming up now onto the end of the back straight now, going down the inside of Sergio Perez, I think that is. Sergio Perez? Yeah, it's Sergio Perez. And we go around the outside of there into the last sector, and now cutting onto live images there of Bottas going really slowly in front of Hamilton. I don't know why. Oh, he's got a puncture. Oh no. It's the same thing that happened to Hamilton in the last Grand Prix. And now all the AI are queuing up behind him. I mean, look at that. And then they just decide to pass him there. I mean, how ridiculous does that look? But cutting on to lap 4 now of the Grand Prix, we've got a virtual safety car. I don't know what that's for, because I'm pretty sure Bottas would have hit in by now. So I don't know what that's for. But we've got Marcus Ericsson out of the Grand Prix now, so it might have been because of him, the virtual safety car, but it came out a long time before he retired, so I don't know what was wrong there. But returning back to normal racing speed now, and just in a comfortable 3rd place here at the minute, or 2nd now, because of Bottas. And hopefully we can keep this position, and going into the pit lane now for our first and only pit stop of the Grand Prix. It's been a fairly comfortable Grand Prix so far for myself, if I'm honest. Comfortably in P2. Perez wasn't really catching up to me or keeping up with me in the Grand Prix, so, and I wasn't really catching up to Hamilton, because Hamilton was just in a league of his own. So it was just, I was just minding my own business really in the pit lane. Hopefully we can, you know, stay in 2nd and then not have any issues with the rest of the Grand Prix, because then that would be terrible. But coming to pit lane now in, I think, what position is that? I can't quite see what position that is. 17. Oh. So we're coming out in 17th place from 2nd, which is always nice. And cutting onto a live shot now of Max Verstappen. What's going on here? Oh, Hulkenberg has got an engine failure, which is a shame for him, because he was having such a good Grand Prix, to be fair to him. And now cutting on to lap 6 of the Grand Prix, we're now overtaking Wehrlein, who hasn't stopped yet. So hopefully we can overtake him with ease down the inside into this corner, and there we go, and just use DRS to get away from him there. And cutting on to lap 13 now, unfortunately not a lot happened. One of the Red Bulls has disappeared, apparently. He just decided to retire on the last lap of the Grand Prix. But as we now come around the final 2 corners now to take an amazing 2nd place, and our 3rd podium of the year, I think. Absolutely amazing.
Great work. Well done. We're really happy with the podium here.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix.
So the final race classifications then are Hamilton from myself, Sergio Perez getting the podium, so well done to him. Raikkonen battling back to a 4th, then Vettel, Verstappen, Grosjean, Ocon, Sainz, Magnussen. My teammate again missing out on points there, which is really unfortunate for him. Kvyat battling his way up to 12th, so that's a good race from him. And then Palmer in 13th. Palmer still not getting anywhere near to points ever. I don't think he ever will get points, if I'm honest. There seems to be a large queue of cars there, if I'm right in saying, from Ocon down to... just scroll to Palmer. So, weirdly there. And Ricciardo DNF'd, still finished ahead of Bottas, which is strange. And Hülkenberg and Ericsson DNF'd as well. So, yeah, it was a fairly routine race for me, really. I mean, I wasn't really being caught. I wasn't catching Hamilton, so yeah, really routine for me there, really. Happy with the podium, obviously, 2nd place. Getting closer to that 1st place that we all need. In the driver standings then, Hamilton has moved up to 1st ahead of Vettel and Raikkonen. I've moved up to 4th ahead of both Red Bulls. Perez has moved above his teammate. Grosjean has moved above Sainz, and Bottas, again, down there in 11th place in the driver standings. I mean, what is going on with that guy? I guess it's real life, really. Moving on to the constructors then. Williams have dropped down a place below Force India, but that's it really for the constructors, really. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like and comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
We are